here. We're back, y'all.
We're back, y'all.
What's up?
Oh my God! Wait. Yes, we are back.
We're back, y'all. And we're here to talk about Evil Dead Rise.
No, I thought we were doing Mario movie.
No.
Have you seen Chris Pratt's acting in
That's
that?
not why I got a wig.
But what are you doing?
I'm Melissa.
Melissa?
I mean, Ellie. I'm Ellie.
Ellie, bitch, from Target.
I'm Karen Ellie.
So I am your film daddy, John.
And I'm your horror daddy, Carlos.
And we have a third guest.
Yeah,
we wanted to start the show.
Yep.
Brand new.
Yep.
And ready with a bang.
Mm-hmm.
So we added a third one to our crew.
Yeah, we sure did. Because
Introducing
Jackson.
Yeah, he got a lot to say.
Yes, he does. He has a lot of opinions about
Evil
movies.
Dead Rise.
Evil Dead Rise, y'all.
Evil dies tonight.
Well, in a way.
Yeah. So, it lives.
Yeah, Evil Dead.
Evil dies tonight.
Shit, I forgot. Lives. So, Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah. So, but before we start talking about Evil Dead Rise,
Yes.
I know some of you guys were asking how we been and stuff.
That's true. 2
So-
weeks. Well, 3.
Yeah. Sorry.
Look,
I'm not going to mention who.
I'm not going to say where you work, but you know who you
There's
are.
a certain company that requires internet.
Shit, I should have
Let's just
said
say
her name.
fuck them. But we've been good.
Yeah.
We went to MegaCon a few weeks ago,
And that was a crazy experience.
you met Sam Raimi.
I met Sam Raimi. You saw the TikToks for y'all supporting.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. You
And
did a
you-
good job drawing all those deadites every day.
Thank you. It was a lot of
welcome.
work, but I enjoyed it. And I gave Sam Raimi a drawing, which
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. He loved it. He laughed.
A little dusty.
That's nothing new, baby. Anyways, but it was actually pretty awesome. I confirmed with him that if in Spider-Man 1, when Peter looks down and goes, "Yep, big change," if that was him talking about his penis, he goes, "Yeah, that's an innuendo."
And honestly, that scene made me a little gay when I was younger.
I honestly, I don't.
Yeah,
I believe
get it. Yeah. So people
Hey.
probably look real good.
And you met Matthew Lillard.
I met Matthew Lillard, y'all, and
Manifested.
which I manifested. Like, if y'all were listening to us back when we were doing our Scream episodes, before he was even announced, I said, I want to meet that man.
TikTok.
and, like,
We have a TikTok proof
Yeah,
down
and
below.
like a week later, he got announced for MegaCon with the Screamcast, and let me tell you that he was the only person I got to meet. I did get a photo op with him and Skeet,
Yeah,
which
which
was
was cool.
awesome, and I love it.
Did you get to talk to Skeet?
Not really.
Oh.
I said, what did I say to him?
Oh, hey. Anyways.
I said, hi, nice to meet you. I said, nice to meet you. He said, you too, buddy, and then we fist bumping. The photo ops were like this. But but with Matthew, I got an autograph because I was in line for Matthew literally all day. So from 9:40 till 4:40, I was in line just waiting to get an autograph.
It was so funny because like I got to meet I was like the fourth person in line, I think, and we got out. I called you like, oh, we met him, blah blah, and then you were like, oh, I'm still in line. I was like, okay, that's fine. It's probably gonna take a little while. Like 5 hours passed. You called me, Jonathan. We can go. It's fine. I was like, yo, it's okay. We got here for you to meet him.
I was losing hope a little bit.
But it was like a mess. Like
Yeah,
from what I heard, it was a disaster.
They had a fucking disaster. Then they sent us somewhere else to get the autographs because they had a panel. But let me tell y'all, Matthew Lillard's the nicest person alive.
Yeah.
And he gives some great hugs. I've never hugged someone so greatly.
That's awesome.
10 out of 10. Recommend.
That's good, and it seems like there was a guy in front of us that had met him. I think he had just met him or something, and he was like, this guy. Well, it's like a show. Like he knows the fans are there to see him, and he wants to make it an experience. And it's like that's fucking cool. Like I'm glad that he involves everyone.
Yeah,
like,
I told them my
so
story
sick.
of how I hid the Scooby-Doo DVD, or was it a VH? I forgot which one it was, from my mom so she wouldn't return it to Blockbuster.
Oh. Your mama paying the late fee still.
Probably. We found it like 2 weeks later.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Jackson, how was your MegaCon experience?
Cool.
All right. But yeah, that was MegaCon. Such
Yeah.
a fun experience. Did you find yourself in these 2 or 3 weeks without, the podcast? Did you discover anything about yourself?
I miss doing this, for sure.
Dude, for real. I was really missing it.
And I'm still working on this room, even though you guys can't see the rest of it. You guys just see the back, but I'm still working back there
Yeah,
too.
we're still gonna change some things up, but
Yeah.
it's nice.
I also
hope you guys like it.
Yeah, please. painted a
He
lot.
slaved.
I slayed and slaved.
I discovered I have a fat ass.
Y'all,
I'm like not even like. Look,
I'm so mad because I'm the gay one, but he has the ass and I don't.
it is what it is.
But that's why I'm a top.
I was just, my girlfriend was just telling me, and I was like, I can't look back there.
Y'all, his ass jiggles like in those twerk videos. Like, it does this.
I discovered that, and I was like, wow.
And for the people listening, it's like you remember Jurassic Park, the girl with the Jello? How it looks just like that, y'all. It's crazy. If y'all want to see the video, I need y'all to subscribe and comment down below, and I will show it to everyone.
1 million subscribers. Only fan exclusive.
It's just a fat ass, y'all.
I couldn't believe it, but wow, yeah, I discovered that about myself. But other than that, just slate. Honestly, the TikToks were like my way of being like, I need to do the podcast.
Yeah.
It was like actually like trying to do something for it.
You're the creative one.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just a funny one.
But honestly, I really appreciate all of you that liked it, and we got a lot of subscribers between that short time. So I appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all like it. We're gonna have shorter content. This is gonna be an announcement, so we're gonna be doing short. I don't know how to call it. Short content.
We're doing regular YouTube videos on top of the podcast, and then for anyone that's just listening to audio, just make sure you go on Apple or Spotify, anywhere you listen, and just leave us a review or whatever they provide for you to rate us. Or I know Apple does reviews. I don't know about the rest of them.
Spotify does ratings. You can do ratings.
So rate us, review us,
and check out our YouTube, man. I really I want to put in a lot of time on that. At least once a week, one video. That would be fucking perfect if we can do that.
And stay tuned. We have a lot of fun stuff coming.
But
okay,
topic of discussion.
Yeah, topic. Sorry, we're back now. Evil Dead Rise, which honestly, it lived up to the hype that I had.
Yes.
And it was directed by Lee Cronin and also written by Lee Cronin. And I want to start this off by saying, HBO Max, y'all so disrespectful. Yeah, because y'all were really gonna release this on there and not even give it a theater release. And this movie is a crowd movie.
Yeah, I understand now why they were like, let's release it.
I'm so glad y'all changed y'all minds, because that would have been so disrespectful to just put it on the TV.
Yeah, this was such
the telly.
Great experience. Like, I mean, it was my first Evil Dead movie, like
in theaters.
Yeah,
it's mine too.
It was such a cool experience, and this movie, I thought they were gonna do straight horror like 2013, and it is for the majority of it, but it has so many some comedic jokes that I loved it. I was just loving it the entire time. And if you haven't watched it, of course, spoilers ahead. This is a podcast talking about it. So.
And then the characters in this movie, like, you actually really like them and care for them, even the kids, and like had a lot of character development. Yeah. And I thought this movie was gonna be more of like, the mom is annoyed with her kids because she's a single mother, but that's not the case. She actually loves her kids, and the kids love each other. They're a loving family. It's a loving family. Yeah, they have their little, because the kind of movie kind of starts off with like one of the daughters has like, seems a little angry at the mom, but it's just like it's just how it's like it's a teenager.
It's a teenager,
right? But they have a loving relationship, and I was not expecting that. I thought it was gonna be like, no, this mom is like tired of her fucking kids. Yeah. And it's not that. It's not that.
Yeah, and there is this story about our final girl, our main character, Beth, that she is pregnant. So from the very beginning, we know that she takes a pregnancy test, she's pregnant, and she kind of visits the family because she doesn't know what to do.
Right.
This is just putting it out there. They never confirm who's the father, nothing like that. They just tell us that she doesn't know. So.
Yeah, and this movie is literally about motherhood, as where the remake was more about drug addiction and getting over that. So yeah, we have our characters. So we have Lily Sullivan, who plays Beth. We have Alyssa Sutherland, who plays Ellie. And let me tell y'all, I am obsessed.
Even in theaters, I was like, woo!
It's that the red hair fits her so fucking well. Like,
yes.
I was like, wow, I haven't been obsessed with a woman like this in horror since probably Megan Fox and Jennifer's Body. So like,
but now Alyssa Sutherland, you're
right. Like, I was just like, wow, I'm straight.
Yeah. Trust me, I don't blame you. She is fine.
Beautiful. We have Gabriel Eccles.
Eccles, yeah.
Okay.
I think so. as Bridget.
Bridget. We have Morgan Davies as Danny, Nell Fisher as Cassie, and then we have characters that I didn't catch their names, but I'll give them the credit.
Yeah,
because they were just like random hallway neighbors. So we have Billy
body
Reynolds.
counts, if you want to say.
Sure. We have Billy Reynolds McCarthy, Ty Wayno as Scott, and then we have Jaden Daniels as Gabe. Fine.
I know you were.
Yeah.
You were.
I was like, oh, she has a hot neighbor. Yep. And then we have Mark Mitchison, and we also have 3 characters in the beginning of the movie: Marabi Peace, Richard Crouchley, and Anna Marie Thomas.
Yeah. This is kind of like they have like their own opening scene. Which getting right into it, incredible. I love the fucking opening scene.
You know, the opening scene, I was like, oh, this is kind of like the cabin, but remodeled. Like someone bought the cabin and remodeled
That's
it.
what it seemed like, because even like the trees around it kind of look like dead, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting. They're doing this.
And the cabin being a triangle kind of gave me like very witchy vibes. I feel like the triangle is such a a gothic symbol, like a witchy symbol.
Yeah, I can see that. It kind of reminded me. I haven't seen it, but Midsummer. I know there's like a house that's kind of like that.
Cultish.
Yeah, like that cultish feel. And I thought maybe from the trailer, I thought they were gonna go in and it's gonna be like a witchy living there that just happens to have the Necronomicon.
Well,
I
thought it was gonna be like when because in the trailers, you know, you hear the mom like, oh hey, you know, I had the most beautiful dream. I thought she dreamt
like
that.
Yeah,
or
like an old vacation or something. And that's so true, but it's not. It's just this is a group of it was like a couple and a friend,
right?
And the boyfriend's a fucking asshole. And one of them is sick.
Yeah,
from what we know.
I do like the movie opens up with a Sam cam, but it's just a drone.
A droid.
Yeah,
I was loving it too. And yeah, it was just a drone, and they talk about decapitation and that's just gonna fuck you up a little bit. And it's pretty funny. They're just bantering at each other. But they go check up on the friend.
Yeah.
And she is like not doing well. She is fucked up in the bed, like just not looking at the door. You can't see her.
Yeah, and we already know like
this bitch possessed.
But my question was like, how did it start?
Yeah,
who read the book? What happened?
And it just leaves you there, and the friend's talking to her, and she's kind of reacting, like she kind of giggles here and there. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna just stay here until you wake up. So she's reading the book, and you kind of read it with her, and then you hear the girl reading the book.
Yep, but she's not looking at it. Yeah,
and totally reminded me of Evil Dead 1 with Cheryl naming the cards.
Yeah,
when she's not even looking, and I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. They're at least doing that. And then she puts her book down, and she's just standing, like sitting
on the bed, looking the opposite way. Yeah,
it's like I don't like that. Like I know The Shining does that with the lady in the bathroom. And that fucking freaks me out. I cannot stand that. And I love that it goes from this intense scene of her reading, and then she's saying everything that says it, and her voice keeps getting distorted.
Yep.
And she just falls over. Like, just flops into the floor.
So the friend checks on her, and when she does, she called her boyfriend brainless earlier.
Yeah. She's like, I can't hang out with that brainless idiot.
Right. So then she looks at her, and she's already in the dead-eye phase.
Yeah, she, like, throws up, which is a sign that happens every time.
The throw up, I was just like, that's very cummy. But anyways,
you're not the only one that thought that.
Yeah. So I was like, she was like, oh, she said something like, oh, who's brainless now, and she just scalps her, and dude, it was brutal.
Ooh. And it cuts you see it, and it cuts to the boyfriend outside.
Yeah, he's peeing in the lake, and then the girl that got scalped walks up, and he's like, what the fuck, are you okay? And then the girlfriend walks up, and her dead-eye eyes were so fucking cool,
because they're like black, but like bright gold almost, or amber. It was so sick.
And she takes the drone and fucking puts it on her face, and she falls into the water. He tries to save her, and
which I'm like, no.
Yep. He gets fucking beheaded, thrown into the fucking on the pier, the dock, and then she rises, and then we get the title card. Evil Dead Rise.
Cool, because it's perfect. It's like oh my god, it was such a great title card.
Yeah,
because it doesn't just show up on top. It's like there's mountains on top or trees.
It's like rising, like the sun. It's the sun rising, pretty much. Yeah,
it's fucking incredible. I fucking loved it.
And then we cut to a day earlier, so I was like,
oh,
wait a minute.
Yeah, it's like wait,
I thought it was gonna cut to like a week later, a day later,
Nope.
something. So now it's like, so how the
prequel.
fuck did we get here? It's like you're very like intrigued now because like how did we get here? So we meet Beth. She's in the bathroom. She's taking a pregnancy test, and she looks at it, but we don't see what it is. But we assume
that she's pregnant. She's
not because she doesn't look relieved.
Imagine this is enough for nothing. She's just checking. She's just negative, but fuck it.
Yeah, she doesn't look relieved, and usually that means some people they're not ready.
And she seems to be a musician. It's just like it looks like a typical underground like stage or whatever.
A groupie.
Yeah,
like her sister secretly calls her.
Oh Jesus, she a hoe. Wait, I need to find my. It's been so long.
Yep. Nope.
You suck dick.
Sorry, we got a new keyboard. I haven't set it up yet.
Oh my goodness.
But I can't find it. Oh, this one.
You're done.
Nope.
Oh my
There
god,
we go.
she's a complete slut.
Technical difficult, and we're back. No, but should have got water. It's been a while. Not ready.
I know we're like so rusty. You okay there?
I'm nervous.
Carlos about to die. She got water.
I think hair fell in my throat. I sound like a dead-eyed bitch.
You're actually turning it to Ellie
Sounded
live
like,
on camera.
I sounded like a fucking dead-eye. Okay.
She has water. Go drink some water from there.
Whew, I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay. Oh shit. Damn, he swallows.
Is that a surprise to you? Sorry. So anyway,
You gotta look like Doja Cat.
I think some wig hair fell in my mouth for dust. But
Oh my god, you okay though?
no, I'm good now. I'm good now. It's I had something in my throat, but we meet the family.
So yeah, we meet everybody. We got Bridget. She seems to be like an activist. She wants to go protest. Labor Day.
Yeah,
There was gonna be a Labor Day protest. We meet Danny the entire time. He's
One of my favorites.
yeah, Danny. I mean, you made a bad choice, but without you, the movie wouldn't exist.
Right.
But he seems to be like a DJ. That's what
Yeah,
I'm assuming,
like
right? Or he has that passion.
yeah,
At least. And he's playing music mad loud, which is
Yeah.
so he's vibing in the corner.
And then Cassie
yes.
Cassie is making Stephanie, and Stephanie is it's basically a broomstick with a doll's head on it, and she's cutting the doll head off the baby with her mom's scissors. Like,
Yeah, and the mom seems to be like a tattoo artist from what I
she
can
has
tell.
something. Yeah, Annette's. I think it was a tattoo needle. I'm pretty sure it
that's
was.
what
Yeah.
she was making, and I thought she was like arts and crafty. But what I love is that she's dyeing her hair right now.
Red, yeah.
So she has like all the shit on her head, and she's just like looking for her stuff. But Cassie has it, so she throws away the scissors, and she's like, "I don't got your scissors, mama."
Yeah.
It's like, you little liar.
And I'm in my head like, those scissors are definitely gonna come back later because she just slides them under the couch, and I'm like,
That doesn't just happen.
right.
But they're all like they all love each other. Like, you know, they're just a little family.
Yeah.
But the mom is a single mother from what we know. Like, there's
And-
no
and-
father
and
figure of
recent.
yet.
It's a recent thing.
Yeah.
Because Beth shows up and out of nowhere. And she didn't know that the dad was gone because she brought them all gifts.
Yeah.
And she brought one for him.
Yeah.
And Ellie was like, kids, go get pizza. And like, I gotta talk to you.
Yeah.
And I guess she tried calling her twice.
Yeah, because she tells her, she's like, you should have still called me. And she's like, I did. I called you twice when he broke up with me, and then when he left.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, okay.
But Ellie throughout, I'm distracted because she just looks so good.
Yeah.
Her and that red and the hair, just, oh my God, y'all.
It's just like that one scene where she comes into the living room.
Yeah, she walks in.
We all like,
Yeah. She looks so good. And then, when the kids go get the pizza, they come back and an earthquake happens.
yeah.
I will say this: the building itself reminded me a lot of Child's Play 1.
I was literally about to say that.
The poster, because we get those shots where you see it, and it reminded me of the poster of the original
it
Child's
feels like
Play.
it's even shot the same, where like the sky being like the major.
And there's a lot of the shots that Don Mancini likes to use in the franchise
with the focus, like the double focus. Yeah.
Which I've always had a thing for those shots.
Yeah, they're great. I think they're great, and it's always in Child's Play movie. That's like a staple.
Yeah.
Like always.
So the earthquake happens, and they live in a building where it used to be a bank. So it's an old building. We established that where they have to leave in a month because they're gonna tear the building down. And that's why she's struggling right now to find a place to live.
Yeah.
So then, which you start like
you understand,
you
like,
understand them, and you start loving them even more. Like they're going through it,
and they're all likable characters unless you're like a conservative, like the guy that was next to me, because I'm not gonna lie, in this movie, if you don't, you're gonna think it's woke, because it's like, if you're one of those people that complain that there's too much wokeness in cinema, then you're not gonna like this movie, because there's no male characters, like main characters, and everyone, like Danny is a trans man, and then Bridget is like the activist of the group, so the guy next to me, every time they mention something, he'd be like, ugh. Yeah. Ugh. And I'm like, really? Like, this is what you're complaining about?
Because the men in this movie gone real quick.
just like Ellie's boyfriend.
Yeah. So yeah, a whole breaks through the floor of the garage.
Yeah.
The garage.
And
the garage.
Danny is like completely like.
You see that to me, I was like, would he? Well, I mean, we just met him, but me personally, I'm not going down there.
I mean, it's a kid.
I guess.
That's why I was like, it's a kid. He's curious.
Because the sisters were like, don't do that, and he just like going down there. So he ends up finding the book and 2 vinyls.
Yeah.
And he takes them, and then when they get upstairs, the mom, first of all, very worried about them. She was gonna go with Gabe. This is where we meet Gabe to go get the kids, but she gets them and she hugs them, and like at this point I was like, okay, she truly loves her kids. She's not a single mom that's like annoyed.
Yeah, fuck these kids.
And like this, she truly loves her kids.
Yeah.
So that's when you're like, okay, I'm gonna feel bad later in this movie.
Yeah. And this is what it does. This movie is an hour and a half, and it's just like it goes by. Like I love that they don't waste time. Like every little thing matters, and I love that it's like she's worried about these kids. She loved these kids with all her heart, so like she's doing whatever it takes. So when she transforms, it's so heartbreaking.
Yep.
Because it fucking sucks seeing that. Like it really. But I love what they do with it later, which we'll get there when we get there.
So Danny, the book has these teeth now, which I kind of like the vibe it's going with, and it only opens when blood falls on it, because Danny pricks himself and then it falls on him,
and then you see it getting absorbed, and it's fucking sick. I love the teeth on the side, because they kind of like open up, and then they open slowly, and I don't know if it was just me, but did the pages feel like they were like slices of flesh? They felt heavy. Like they felt like they were heavy. They were just like paper.
Maybe.
I was like, oh, did they make it like that?
I was paying attention more to the pictures on the pages.
Yeah, that was cool too. Which in this one, they're not written. It's all like events.
They still
that
looks
happen.
bloody.
Yeah, because it's written in ink.
Isn't that always the thing?
Yeah.
The pages on the book, what happens to them
in the first 3. They were just images of like random. It seems like they were studying that, like these creatures, and because it's like an anatomy book. It's what it looks like.
Because I know the remake, it's like they're showing us what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I think they changed after that. The remake, they started adding like fire, boiling water, and it's like events that happen throughout the movie.
Right.
And in this one, it just seems like events in history,
or like different Deadites from before.
Yeah. So it's like
because there's
takes.
one that they show us and then they do it, and reminds me of another movie that we'll get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then he plays the vinyls really slow.
So yeah, when he plays it normally, it just sounds like jumbled mess. So he has to kind of like spin it faster, and then that's when you start hearing it, like the words, and it's the typical. The professor talking about these. Oh, it was a priest. Sorry, this one's a priest.
It's a priest now. It's more of a supernatural exorcist kind of
which is
vibe.
interesting. I kind of like that. And it's talking about how like, oh, we've learned about these creatures that we have to talk, like, try to control, learn more about them, and then the famous Kanda.
And you already know what's happening. And as this is happening, Ellie is going downstairs, taking her old man's clothes, because that's what she's throwing out.
That's what she's throwing out, yeah.
Yeah, his clothes. And when she gets to the bottom, of course, the evil is coming through the front, and she gets hit by it.
Yes, and she's in the elevator.
Yep. Yeah, because like in the other movie, since it's in the forest, it's the twigs taking over you and like ripping you. Here's the elevator, but the wires are the ones like
and she
twerking her.
And did you know she went to the floor 13th?
Yeah,
when that happens, I was like, oh, that's pretty sick.
One thing I wanted to talk about was, so Cassie, the little girl, she's gonna take a bath, but she's scared to get in.
Yeah,
because she got stung by a jellyfish before, and her aunt's like, well, there's nothing in the tub.
Yeah, there's no monsters in the tub.
Yeah, like because she filled it up, and I kind of related to her because once upon a time when I was younger, not a hoe.
What?
Sorry, it's a song. But no, once upon a time when I watched the original the miniseries, he comes out of the drain of the shower.
Yep.
And ever since I saw that when I was little, I would always go into the bathroom and check and make sure that the drain was okay.
Really?
So he wasn't, And I would shower for the door open for a while.
And that you're probably not the only one, because that shit fucked up kids,
So
bro.
Cassie, I get it.
Maybe she saw it, bro.
I mean, I wasn't stung by a jellyfish, but I would always check the tub too. So I get it. Yeah.
I do love that, because I think it's almost like a call forward, I guess, to the mom being in the tub. She ends up being the monster in the tub that she's looking for.
That's true. That's very true. That is a little nod that is gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that sucks. I hate it. But I do love the elevator crashing down, and it hasn't crashed down, but she's with with almost like the twigs from the remake,
and
the
she's
original.
all contorted, and then it kind of like flashes and it goes black, and you're like, oh, she's gone.
She fucking gone, and like her bones are broken too, which you see that. And that's what happens is, I think there's a power outage at this point, right?
Only in their building. It's only that building. The rest of the city is fine.
It's just fucked up. And then you see her walking all fucking weird into the place.
Yep.
And she's like with a cool limp, but she is just all fucked up. And she immediately, I love this part, because she's walking to the living room, but then I think Bridget crosses, and she turns to the side and starts walking to the kitchen real quick and real smooth, and she starts making her eggs. Yep. And she's talking about how they went on a vacation.
She had the most beautiful dream.
Yeah, and she's like, but the only thing is that I just wanted to, I wanted to so badly open you guys up.
Rape your insides, yeah.
And she's just laughing and cackling, and it's so creepy.
And she then throws up the white stuff again.
Yeah.
And
that one was very cummy. That one, it was like everywhere. Yeah. And in my head, I was like, when you haven't busted a nut in a while, and she asked you to come inside her, because it's just like everywhere, and it's like thick, and it's like insanely cummy.
Oh, that's gross. But she kind of goes back to her normal self before she goes back, and she tells Beth, don't let her take my babies. And this is where I guess, because I kind of told you, it's like I kind of wish Ellie wasn't the one that got possessed. I kind of wanted it to be the other sister. Yeah. But I kind of like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of like I kind of like that the sister was the one to protect the kids as much as she could, because she's the one that's not a mom yet. Yeah. And this is kind of teaching her motherhood. Yeah. Because the whole thing is that she's
a rough tutorial.
Yeah. This is the thing is that she is the one that's pregnant, and she doesn't know how to accept it, and I don't think she even wants it. Yeah. So now she's learning the responsibility of having kids, kind of, and like what is it like to love your own kids?
Yeah. Because it's like, what I do love, I mean, as much as we love Ellie, it is, she's kind of lost everything with losing her kids, or her husband or boyfriend.
And I think that's why I was feeling so bad, that she's already losing that stuff, and she's already struggling. I didn't want her to be the one to go through it.
Yeah, she lost her humanity pretty much at this point. I do think this is a completely, like, Beth is now like, hey, you're gonna have to be protected. You have to be Mama Bear pretty much. To all these kids.
It's kind of, it was thrown at her like, how this pregnancy came unexpected. This came unexpected.
Yeah, and then you can tell throughout the movie how like she kind of fails with most of the kids, and it's tough on her.
It's
she knows.
trial and error.
Exactly,
And it's kind of sad.
Unfortunately, because we like these kids. Like,
Yeah.
we get to really like them, and it's so sad seeing just Ellie being like, "Don't take her, don't let her take my kids," because it makes me feel like she, like when she got possessed, she kind of learned the history of this demon.
Yeah, and I think the demons then later says on her phone like, "Oh, I'm burning alive."
Yeah.
And it's her voice saying it, and it's really sad. And that's the last time we kind of hear like the real her.
Yeah, because they think she like something happened, so they try to like go to the hospital, but the elevator's not working,
And the staircase collapsed because of the earthquake.
which is like, what the fuck? Which is crazy because like staircases are like built for that, like for not to break.
So this is the way of like trapping them here, and they're isolated. Which part of me likes it, part of me didn't like it because
Yeah,
it was. I mean, advertised we're in a high-rise building, so I thought they were gonna go through like every floor was gonna be some bullshit happening, and they're trying to find a way out. But that's not really the case. So,
and it's like for one of these things is like we have to understand that this movie was supposed to be for HBO Max, if I'm not mistaken, and it did so well in the early screenings that they gave it a theatrical cut or theatrical release. So I like to see it like that this wasn't supposed to be for a theater release.
I mean, the movie's still a solid
incredible.
movie.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, I still love it.
It's just that the budget wasn't for a theater cut movie. So I understood if they had to cut corners in some areas in order for it, and even then, it doesn't feel like I had to suspend my disbelief.
No, I loved this movie. It's just, you know how I am with I would have loved to see a whole fucking building full of deadites or
especially
something.
like later. Like there was a part where I was like, oh, this is gonna be wild, and it kind of doesn't, but I get it. But yeah, they're stuck, and even it's raining outside, so there's like a homeless man outside, and it's like
the rain, he can't hear anything, and they're way too high up. So Gabe tries to help. They try to,
just a neighbor. It's
Yeah,
just like a random
they
neighbor.
try to get Ellie out of the building, but obviously with the elevator and stuff, so they just lay her there. She's on the bed. Gabe tries to close her eyes, and her eyes keep opening up, and it's so fucking creepy.
Because it's not like it just opens right away. It stays closed, and then it's like,
And then she
just
opens them, but she's
So
looking
creepy.
up, and they pray, and you kind of hear rumbling as he's praying. It's like something's happening, and Danny's kind of figuring out that he was the one that fucked it up with the book.
He's like, oh fuck, because it's like everything started happening once he started reading the book, or when he heard the words. I'm gonna blame Gabe because I feel like Ellie would have been fine if Gabe just shut the fuck up with praying. I think it woke her up and pissed her off.
Well, also they tried to go through another apartment that's bolted.
Oh yeah,
to
that's
get
true.
to the escape ladder.
Yeah,
but they don't open it. They don't get it open, which I thought it was gonna come back, but it doesn't. But while that's happening, Beth is talking to Ellie like, you know, as she's dead. She's like, I'm dead on the bed, and a fly flies in and lands on her eye, and then she looks over at Beth and like gets up, and this is when
she's just standing there.
This is when she hears the voicemail again of Ellie like trying to call her like, hey, you know, because what happened?
Come over,
and her phone just shatters in her hand, and that's when she says, I'm burning alive. Yep.
Yeah, because the voicemail starts changing to like her screaming, and it's like, oh, what the fuck?
And basically, all hell breaks loose after this.
Because, that's it.
Yeah, Ellie gets up and like walks over. This is when they take her to the shower.
Oh yeah, because she has a fever.
Yeah, she's really hot. She still thinks she's alive, but like she kind of woke up from it, and they're trying to like cool her down, and then she goes all crazy, and this is when she jumps up in the air and does the scream.
The scream, which is so fucking good. And it's like the water starts boiling, the mirror starts cracking, everyone in the building hears it, like the other two neighbors. And I love this scene because it goes from super intense, her screaming all creepy, and she just flops into the fucking
the way she flops, like, I'm dead.
He just flops. I fucking love that. That was so funny. And that's what I liked about the sense of humor here.
Yeah.
It's almost slapstick, like Evil Dead 2, and I was striving for it.
But still serious.
Yeah.
Because then she comes out of of the tub looking up, very fucking creepy.
It reminded me of an alligator.
Yeah,
like a prey kind of like.
This deadite design is actually really really good. Like it's really creepy.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that like they didn't like the eyes.
Oh no, I was fine with it.
Yeah, but I was like, I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's because the classic deadite is like blank white eyes.
Yeah,
but I thought these eyes were fucking creepy.
I think the golden orangey thing they had going on was really creepy. And this one, Danny's like mom, and she goes, "Mommy's with the maggots
Mommy's
now."
with the maggots now.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. So earlier, Bridget has two friends that come see her to go watch a movie,
and they have a crush on her.
Yeah, one of them does, yeah. And he was like, "Oh, do you want to go watch? We're watching the whole Nightmare on Elm Street franchise." And the little brother's like, "Even the bad ones." And he goes, "There's no bad ones."
There are at least one.
Well, to me, that's an Easter egg because Sam Raimi and Wes Craven always had a thing.
That's true. That could be
going back and forth, and I think this is him kind of adding
like
to
a little nod. That's true. That's actually like a good idea because the first movie has the evil the Hills Have Eyes. Yeah,
and then Wes Craven had Evil Dead playing in Nightmare on Elm Street, and then Evil Dead 2 had the glove.
The glove on the shed in the shed. I don't think Army of Darkness had anything
that I know of.
That we know of at least.
So I think this was like Lee Cronin's kind of like
that's cool.
Throwing another.
Hey, he's a fan, like he knows it. I know there's a lot of Easter eggs. We missed one, but like the pizzeria they went to was called Henrietta's, which obviously,
and it looked like the lady from Evil Dead 2.
And director, if you're watching, I called it. If this is the secret Easter egg, Bruce Campbell was the guy that goes, "It's called the Book of the Dead for a reason." One of the priests and the recorder.
I didn't catch it. But
I was like, that sounded like Bruce Campbell, but I was like in my head, like maybe thinking too much. So that was one. Oh, the front door. I think it looked like the Shining. The hotel. I forgot the hotel's name.
Yeah.
The
Overlook
Hotel. The pattern in the carpet. It kind of looked like that, but again, that was maybe me thinking.
The blood bursting is obviously.
That's obviously like the staple, like one. But besides that, I think
the yellow chainsaw, is it because Leatherface has a yellow
maybe?
chainsaw?
Or I know yellow's kind of classic for chainsaws. I think,
yeah.
right? But it could be. I know the side of the wood chipper thing had said something chainsaw, but I didn't read it.
There was a line earlier that someone said "cuz," and me and Frankie looked at each other like we're like, "Go get him, cuz." Somebody said "cuz," and it just reminded me of that. But they said something else with "cuz" at the end.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And
funny.
we were just like, "Go get him, cuz."
Go get him, cuz. That would have been funny at the end, like Cassie, "Go get him, auntie."
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a lot of Easter eggs. If we missed anything, put them down below because there's a lot. Probably.
I need to rewatch this movie for sure.
Yeah.
But Ellie comes out of the mirror with a shard of glass, runs at Beth, stabs her right through the hand,
and she's like sneaky with it too. Like she kind of like she has that limp, so she kind of limps forward, and it goes. Bitch.
I love the way she pops out the side and then she turns. That was so great,
fucking creepy. I love that she kind of plays with her too, which Deadites are known to like kind of play with you because she kind of goes like that to Beth, and Beth's just like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yep. So then after that, Bridget's talking to her, and then she turns around and it's her voice again, and she goes, "I'm free now from all you titty sucking parasites," which I enjoy that line.
Such a good line. Yeah, such a good line.
And then she attacks Bridget, and this is when she affects her.
And the thing is that Alyssa Sutherland is like super tall.
Yeah.
And it makes her like when she jumps at you and she's like on top of you, she looks so fucking like intimidating because she has like really long legs. So it's like it just looks like she's like a spider on top of you. Like so cool.
Yeah.
And she made like a handmade needle, like a tattoo needle thing, and she like goes near her eye but gets her in her she does it first to her head. She does it
to her, and I thought she was gonna go in the eye, but she doesn't.
No.
I was
like, oh.
But she puts it in her head too, and then it infects her.
Which reminds me of the hand from Evil Dead 2. And she gets like a little scar for a while. It doesn't seem to affect her, at least for right now.
But it does infect
pretty
her
fast.
I think it's because she licks her. She licks it.
Do you think?
Yeah.
She does lick it. She goes, let me kiss it better, and then she starts licking it.
And then after that, it's like you're infected. Yeah.
And she does this creepy like look. Oh, it's so creepy. She's covered in blood.
It was really good.
Yeah.
But I think they get rid of her. They throw her outside, at this point, and
do we
they
hear knocking? And maybe I think that's what happens. I think we hear knocking.
Oh, Gabe comes in.
Yeah.
So she goes after Gabe,
and she jumps at him as well.
And so then Beth locks the door behind her.
She's like, bye.
And then through this, Beth blocks the door, but she's looking through the peephole. And as you're looking through it, you just seeing people flying back and forth, and Ellie going back and forth.
I love when she gets shot with the shotgun, and Ellie just goes flying.
Well, she flies off, but then you see a little kid run behind this little kid, then flies back
with
and
no arms.
No arms. So the two little boys from earlier get fucking deaded.
They fucking did
but
it.
It's really funny because you don't see it, but you see them flying across the people. Like,
oh my fucking god, she fucking dead.
Yep. And then the old man gets shot. He dies because he did say he had a shotgun.
Yeah.
And Gabe was like, "We don't need it."
It's obviously the
double
barreled
yeah.
shotgun,
and it will still open the door. Oh, and then Gabe gets his eye bitten off.
Yeah,
and then
she like sucks it out, spits it, and just like Evil Dead 2, it lands on someone's mouth, one of the kids' mouth, and he chokes on it.
He chokes on it and dies, and then the smaller kid is the one that gets his arm ripped off, which is like, whoa.
We were all, it was funny because like everyone was like, ugh, in theaters, and then when the eyeball gag happened, everyone just started laughing like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was great. And then
so then that's what the famous shot where like she starts going, she wants to go back in.
She's banging her head,
and she's and that's so creepy.
She's banging
very
her head.
Hereditary, where like she just slowly boom, boom, and this I will say it's like a modernized version of Cheryl in the basement because she's the one that gets put into the basement and she's locked in there in the trap door. So I think the front door is the new trap door.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much what they're doing, and I love that. I love that there's still aspect of the original movies but completely modernized.
Right.
And it's like it's cool. It's interesting to see it in this new apartment place how they were able to set up a lot of these gags. But that one was so great. She's kind of taking care. Oh, this is when Bridget starts taking care of her wound.
So Bridget's just sitting there with Cassie holding, and you can tell that she's already off.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because I think then Danny's showing Beth the book.
Oh yes, very true.
So then what happens is that something happens, and then I know that Ellie's spitting out worms and shit, and black stuff is coming out of her eyes, her nostrils, her ears.
Yeah.
And she's already turning.
And like a lot. It was like gushing, like rushing out of her body.
So then Beth checks on Bridget, and I know that she's on the counter just like leaning squatting on the counter.
And you're like, what the
chewing
fuck?
a fucking piece of a glass cup, wine glass. And then she's like, she does a rhyme, but it's pretty much she's chewing glass to get rid of the worms inside her.
Yeah.
Because they play a lot with this where
it's like
she says, "Oh, Beth, just like you have something inside you."
Yeah.
They play a lot with Beth's pregnancy with like what the Deadites know.
They're fucking with her. Like they're mentally trying to break her.
Yeah.
And it's like literally like, I don't like the bugs inside of me. Do you like what's inside of you? And they're just completely fucking with her head because it knows that that's her weak spot.
Yeah.
And you see it like the glass inside of her fucking throat and it's cutting outside. Disgusting.
Yep.
This fucking
and then this is when they get into a fight and the cheese grater happens.
Which not as bad as I thought.
No, I thought it was gonna be worse.
Yeah. It was fast. It was just it happens.
But you see it scratching off her upper leg. I thought it was gonna be something like really fast.
Yeah.
Where the Deadeye's just going at it, but she gets her off real quick.
And then she smacks her with a pan right on her face, knocks out.
Yep. But then Bridget runs after Cassie.
Oh yeah, you're
Cassie
right.
walks in the room, and Cassie has Stephanie.
Yep.
And Stephanie was broken because they got into a fight earlier as siblings when they were normal still. And Cassie broke and was very sharp, and I was like, Stephanie is gonna come back.
She's gonna come through.
So Cassie's in a corner holding up Stephanie as Bridget's running up to her and just fucking goes right in her mouth.
I fucked that bitch up.
And I was like, I was like, damn, Cassie a bad little girl. I'm not gonna say it.
But after this movie, she's fucked mentally.
Oh, Frankie looked over at me and was like, Cassie gonna need a lot of therapy.
Yo, therapy's not it, bro.
Yep.
She gonna be on some fucking Prozac or some shit.
Yep. Nah, but then Bridget kind of just falls. She sticks it out and then kind of falls over and dies.
And it seems like these Deadites are kind of like that, where I don't know. It just kind of reminds me like Dead by Daylight. They get stunned, like because a lot of times they'll get stabbed and they just kind of sit there like fuck.
Yup.
And they gotta have to recover. Like they kind of have to recover later, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because they were in such a tight space. Like it'll be too easy for them to just kill everybody.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I also love that later on Danny ties up Bridget, the dead, like Bridget dead, but he puts a blanket over her, ties her up with I think jump rope and ropes, and I was like, damn, Danny a real one for that one.
Yeah, Danny.
Because like he's like, I'm not risking it.
I love that Danny kind of was like, he made a dumb mistake, but at least he made some smart choices afterwards.
Right.
He knew.
Right.
But then I think they just start kind of like.
They're trying to figure out a way out.
Well, I think this is when Ellie starts singing outside.
Yes.
And it's a lot like Henrietta in the first, or Cheryl in the first movie, and then in the remake, Mia starts singing. Like
she's singing a lullaby to Cassie.
What lullaby was it? It wasn't the typical one.
It sounded a lot like "Hush, little baby, don't say a word."
Oh yeah, I think
Mama's gonna buy you. It's not that one, but it's very similar.
Yeah,
maybe copyright issues.
Yeah,
but,
probably.
But it lures her over. She says the dad is there too,
and she's like, "Come here, come on, hubby."
And that's when she's like, "Open up now."
Yeah,
and that's that scene, and then Cassie opens the door and she's getting choked up.
But like
the thing is that I thought she was getting choked up, like, but still on the counter. That's blocked. Nah, when Beth walks over and you see Cassie's hanging
in the
on
air,
the side of the door, like getting choked up, and I'm like, damn, Cassie's getting fucked up. Like,
but it's so crazy because I thought it was gonna be like she opens the door and we're not gonna see anything, but maybe it'll like choke her like when she starts looking. No, that bitch literally goes like, Cassie goes, immediately getting choked out. Yep. Like so crazy.
Waited no time.
Scared the shit out of me. But they kick her hand, they close the door. Yep. And she is freaking out outside. Yep. Like she wants to go back in, and she calls her like, "You stupid fucking whore," or something like that. It's fucked up. It's fucking crazy.
She says something like, "Oh, you open your legs or something."
Open the damn door like you open your fucking goddamn legs, you whore. And that's like they're just literally just fucking with Beth, and I feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
And this is when we get the famous scene with her kind of like cleaning her up, and she's like, "Is everything gonna be okay?"
Oh yeah, and I was like, "Damn, Cassie a real one," because Beth's like, "Oh, I promise I'm gonna get you out of here," because Cassie's like, "Oh, you're pregnant." Cassie found out that she's pregnant here because of the mom, being a deadeye, and then Cassie's like, "You're gonna be a good mom one day," and then Beth's like, "Why?" Because she's like, "You know how to lie to kids," and I'm like, "Damn, Cassie, you a real one for keeping it real like that with your auntie."
Real recognize real.
Yeah, like you called her ass out. Like I know you lying. You know we fucked. Like we fucked.
That would be so funny at the end. They're about to die. And she's like, "I told you we'd be fucked."
Right. I also like that. Then, Beth starts listening to the sound to the vinyl to see if they can figure out a way to fix this.
Yeah, there's
and
three.
As this is happening, there's a cat in this movie that I guess escapes from the owner but ends up in the vents.
Yeah.
So then Deadeye Ellie figures that out, so she goes through the vents, and then Bridget is still alive, and she Michael Myers her ass with the blanket over her to the kids.
It's so creepy. Like I do love because
you're not expecting her to walk around the corner because they're walking around the corner, and then she's right behind them.
And it's like the sheet ghost where it's like just a blanket on top, and she's just floating, and like just behind, like in the background, which I fucking adore.
She's floating like if y'all remember, this is what it reminded me, because she's floating with her tippy toes like kind of slanted. It's very The Craft when Nancy kills Skeet Ulrich's character, and she's like yeah.
So I love that. I love
she's
that
floating towards them.
It was just in the background, and it's also like wasn't like immediately, like she kind of stalks them for a little bit, and then I think
Danny has a butcher Michael Myers knife. It's pretty big,
and Danny turns around because Cassie kind of looks behind Danny, and Danny Bridget fucking rushes him, and it seems like one of them gets stabbed
for sure.
Like they just sit there for a little bit, but Bridget got stabbed.
Yep.
But Bridget just fucking takes out the fucking knife and starts fucking stabbing Danny in the fucking arm, through the bicep, bro.
They end up in the kitchen and then stabs him in the heart.
Yeah.
But he burns her because with a spray of some sort.
I think it was like Raid or whatever, like bug spray,
and gets her off. But Danny dies here.
Yeah, poor Danny, really.
But then as this happens, then Beth is listening to the vinyl, and then we hear that the only way to really get rid of them is by dismemberment.
Yeah,
So,
like the classic.
yeah.
It's like, but all you can do is just run away. And while this is happening, Ellie's in the background just crawling out of the fence or the vent
through on the wall,
Ugh,
and then it's
so
right
creepy.
behind her. They get into it, and then this is when the scissors come back because Cassie hides under the couch.
But we didn't miss the out of context meme from Twitter because she doesn't. She
Oh,
stops
yeah,
listening
so-
to it. Yeah, you tell.
Very
tell it.
Lilo and Stitch. Y'all remember when Lilo used to use Stitch's little fucking nail and then open his mouth and the vinyl would sing out of his mouth? Ellie does that too.
Exactly like it. Like she stops listening and she does it, and then you hear the doctor just talking or the priest
with
talking.
her mouth open, and I was like, okay, I see what y'all did there. Lilo and Stitch. Y'all even put Lilo and Stitch up in this movie. But yeah, so then they get into it.
The scissors come back.
Yeah, Cassie
tosses them
because Ellie is actually okay. I did like this because then this is kind of the Deadeye's like, oh, I'm gonna swallow your soul, and then she starts smelling down. She starts going down on her,
and you hear the heartbeat.
you hear the second heartbeat, and she's like, I'm gonna swallow both souls.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, bro. She goes.
So
two
she starts.
souls? She goes 2 souls.
Yeah, so she starts digging her nails in her stomach, and then.
Do you think she's still pregnant after this?
I don't know.
That was a lot of stress.
Yeah. Then Beth, she stabs her right in the mouth with the scissors.
Is it the mouth or the nose?
It goes up.
Oh, like ugh.
Yeah.
That makes it even worse. Fucking A. And that's what happened. She like is stepping on her, and then she kind of just like folds in.
Yeah,
and
but she
stays
stays sitting with the scissors in her mouth.
And then after a while, I think they're trying to escape through the.
They leave. They leave the building. This is when they decide to leave.
In the elevator, right? They're in the elevator.
So they leave. They go outside. They're trying to get through the door to the apartment that has the escape.
Yes.
But they can't open the door. Ellie comes out, and then the other Deadites start to wake up.
Yeah, which is everyone in the apartment complex that died.
On that floor.
On that floor, at least. Yeah. So Ellie starts crawling towards her. She was Beth was gonna shoot the lock.
Yeah.
But then immediately turns around and shoots Ellie in the leg.
Yeah.
And her leg goes flying.
Yup.
And she turns back.
Which I was kind of sad. I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
She's
I looked at the time. I was like, oh, there's 10 minutes left. So, her legs goes flying and then immediately turns back into her mom.
Yep.
And he goes, she's trying to take your mommy away.
And
she
then
goes,
Cassie, a real one again. You and my mother.
Bad bitch, you can't kill me.
You and my mother. She should have been. You're not my mom.
the ugly ass doodle head.
Yeah. She kills the old man because he was the one that she kills him real quick.
And then they're all on the floor, right? And then all the kids.
So they all start. So there's 5 Deadites at this point.
Yeah.
Wait. Well, no, 6.
Yes.
7.
Wait, 7.
So the 4 kids.
Oh yeah.
4
You're
kids.
right. Yeah.
Ellie, fine ass Gabe, and old
and then
man.
the 2, Bridget and Danny.
Yeah. So 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they all start. This is when they all start chanting, "I'll swallow your." Wait, no,
they
dead by dawn.
You're gonna die by dawn, and it's like dead by dawn, dead by dawn.
Yeah.
Evil dies tonight.
Pretty much, but not as annoying. Yeah, and they end up escaping through the elevator.
Yeah, but they're stuck because they can't. It doesn't work pretty much.
Yep.
But then while this is happening, the kids are like crawling inside of fucking Ellie or doing something, but they're like ripping her apart, and she's like laughing like upside down.
Yep, and she looks like a fucking clown in this scene. It's
so
very fucking
evil.
unsettling and creepy.
Ugh.
And I thought there was an image earlier in the book where you see a woman with her chest open. So I thought it was going to be that.
So too.
But then the book is turning its pages because this is happening, and it shows this big old spider-looking human thing, and it's very The Thing.
I was literally like, what in the thing is happening?
Where they kind of form together to a big, gigantic, spider-looking Deadeye with 3 heads. And it's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
So the reason I do love that the only reason the elevator falls down is because it fills up with blood.
Yeah.
And the elevator
max capacity.
And they show the sign of the max capacity. It's like 6 people, 900 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's why the elevator ends up
just whoop, all the way down.
And then when it reaches the ground, the blood just, they fly out.
And that's the only reason they survive, which I do. Again, Cassie being real. She's laying on the floor like this, and you're like, fuck, she died. And then she opens her eye and goes, are we dead? And then she kind of giggles, and then they're leaving. But then at the same time, you start seeing all these arms like crawling out of the top of the elevator.
Yep, before it falls, yeah.
But what I love is that they don't really show the creature until the very, very end, and then barely. They don't show it all the way.
Nope. So I still don't know the anatomy.
Yeah, it's fucking creepy, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it's the whole garage scene. You know, she gets the keys. She's like, yes, let's get out of here. 8 gates open, which I thought there was no power through the building, but let's just get it over. Was it their own floor?
Do those usually need power?
I thought
Power?
I don't know. I thought so.
Anyways,
I don't know, but ends up opening.
This scene kind of not completely. It reminded me a little bit of Demons 2. Demons 2. There's a quick scene in a garage.
Oh, really? I mean, who knows? It could be. It seems like Lee Cronin.
It's just in that movie. There's like 20 plus people.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
Jesus.
trying to get away, trying to get out.
It's like Demons 1.
Yeah.
But I do love that, you know, this is like their time. Like the car's working because, you know, in typical horror fashion, the car doesn't work all of a sudden. But no, she's about to go. Doors open. You see the door in the back already open. So you're like, fuck, this creature's probably over
and it
here.
is.
Yep, it's around there. But she's in the fucking crack from the earthquake.
She falls in there, so the car can't move. And then when the creature goes to scare them, they're already out of the car. This scene gave me very Jurassic Park vibes of the dinosaur kind of going around the car trying to find them.
Because you see like the legs and everything, but you don't see the creature yet.
And then like the hand is like kind of touching the glass as it's passing.
So fucking cool.
So they kind of get away, but then the gate has a timer, so it starts to close, and Beth is like, "Fuck, we're gonna have to run."
Yep.
But
and then you see the creature fucking running in the foreground of it.
Yep.
Ugh, so
and
creepy.
it takes Cassie, and then the creature wants to be completed, as it says, so it wants to take Cassie's head.
Yep.
So it finds a chainsaw because there's like a chainsaw mowing. There's a mowing truck of some sort, like a wood chipper too, and. It's about to take Ellie, but then Bev saves her Cassie, but then Bev saves her by shooting the creature.
And it gets annoyed, so it turns around to her. Which we have to say also, Beth makes it out. It's just that Cassie's the one that got stuck. Shit, bad Cassie.
Because then Beth breaks back in to save her.
Yeah.
And then...
That's like a mother right there.
Yeah, the Deadites are trying to kill Beth with the wood chipper because they have it on. But then Cassie, a real one, she turns it off.
She tried, which, damn, now that I thought about it, because, you know, she grabs the chainsaw and she shoots at them. We have to say she shoots at them and goes, come get some.
Yeah.
Classic Ash line, Army of Darkness.
But then she's trying to push them. The Deadites are trying to pull her into the wood chipper, but then Cassie turns it off, so she gets out of it. Beth grabs the chainsaw, and then she tells Cassie, turn it on.
Yep.
And Cassie does. And
which is fucked up because she's literally killing her family. If you really think about it.
Yeah, it's really sad. I kind of wanted all of them to survive. I really wanted them all to survive.
Yeah.
But they don't.
And it's like you see her like she's in the corner like covering her eyes and like her ears because like she's literally hearing her family dying.
Yep. And I love that the wood chipper is what's adding the rain of blood.
Yeah, which has to be a 2013 reference because it literally looks like blood rain. Like
as Beth is holding the chainsaw, and then the head that's left is Ellie's, and it goes kind of back to Ellie's voice, and it's like, why are you doing this? Or don't kill me, Betty Boop, or whatever she calls it.
Yeah, Betty Boop.
And
she goes,
only my sister calls me that.
Yep. And then just kicks the fucking head back into the wood chipper. And what I hate about this is that you see it goes back to Cassie and the blood is all landing on her. And it's like, damn, this poor girl is going to be so fucked.
Yep.
Like after this.
She will really need therapy.
Yeah. This video is brought to you by BetterHelp.
Yep. So then they leave, and then we cut to a girl on another floor, and it's the girl from the beginning.
Yep.
And this is when you're like, so this is what's happening. So then she's calling the other girl. They're gonna go to the lake,
and they don't want to.
And
they're like, no, I'm gonna go pick you up right now.
Yep. And then she ends up at the car garage, and then she sees the blood in the bloody van wagon. And everyone in the theater was like, girl, just leave.
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
But she gets out to and then something was moving, and it was very blurred out.
Which I thought it was like maybe the pieces are still like the pieces of body is still alive.
And I thought she was gonna fall or something was gonna run in her mouth and infect her. But then you see the Sam cam coming from all four corners.
Yep.
And it ends with her getting probably possessed because we
like,
know how the beginning of the movie went.
Yeah, and it's also it's classic like the first movie, like the first Evil Dead movie ends like Bruce Campbell with the camera, but this one's like different perspective. So it feels like all like the two kids and Ellie's spirit kind of still alive.
So in a sense, you know, Beth and Cassie didn't really beat this thing.
No, it's still there. Well, you never beat the evil. The evil's
that's
always
true.
there.
But my thing is that it's now set free in a way because the girl rose from the lake like this.
Like,
and we got the title card. So like, you know, I did say something kind of funny where I was like,
because this movie is a trilogy.
I'm like, this movie's gonna be a trilogy because this is the rise of the Evil Dead. The next one's gonna be the dawn of the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
And then the last one's gonna be Evil Dead War, where Ash, Mia, and Beth team up to fight off the Evil Dead.
And that's confirmed right now. We know.
We're confirming.
We're confirming it right now. This is Planet of the Apes Evil Dead edition.
Right. Because that's one thing where I was like, they kind of just left, and there were still Deadites on the 13th floor.
Yeah.
Left over, and then this little girl got infected and went to the lake, and no one else is there. She's a Deadite.
She's still alive.
So it's like, are we going? Like, if they do make sequels, it's like it'll be interesting to go in the way of an apocalypse.
So would you prefer this movie to be a direct, like if there was a sequel, not a sequel, another Evil Dead movie? Would you want it to be a sequel to this, or would you be okay with having like another story?
I'm ready for another sequel,
like a direct sequel. So like Beth be like the Ash of this story of this timeline.
I wouldn't mind them connecting the other movie somewhere somehow, like they did still.
I wonder.
Like I feel like they could somehow. Like it feels like this book can change shape when it wants to.
Because that very movie is always different, and again, evil doesn't just die. So
it changes shape.
Exactly, it ascends.
Halloween ends.
Evil dies tonight!
Yeah. No, but I would be interested for a continuing story. Yeah. Even though I do like the whole reimagining and people doing their own Evil Dead movies and how they would interpret of Evil Dead, but I really like these characters, so I kind of want to see where this is going to go. And also, you called it Evil Dead Rise, and the evil's not dead.
That's true.
Like, you didn't
it's
really
still
defeat it. It rose, and there's still Deadites on the loose. So I want to see what's going to happen.
I would have liked this movie to come out for Easter. That would have been really cool. Because Jesus rose on Easter, so
it was
Evil Dead rose.
Close enough.
Yeah, pretty damn close. I honestly, I mean, I love the idea of having like everyone do their own take of Evil Dead. Like that sounds so cool. But it's like at the same time, I would love for Ash to come back at least for one more movie. I want to see Mia.
How the show was left, where like
it was
Ash
like in the future,
and then it was an apocalypse, and Ash was left, and I want to see that now.
I've always thought like it would be,
especially since like there were still Deadites.
Yeah. Well, my thing is like I've always liked the idea that Ash hops to different time periods, but he brings a horror because of the Necronomicon. So like I've always thought like, oh, Ash in like a cowboy era, and like then you see like Dead-eyed cowboys or some shit like that. Like that sounds so interesting to me. But like they just never, I don't know.
And I feel like also with Army of Darkness, how there were like 3 different Necronomicons on the. What if like there is different books?
Yeah. Like there could be all different stories and different,
but they can
aspects.
Also all be in the same universe.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like these all could just be connected. In the show, he travels through time and he meets his self from the past. Like it's like they could literally do whatever because the Necronomicon kind of doesn't have a limitation to it. Yeah, so they could do whatever. I'm actually super interested. This movie is making like pretty decent money.
Yeah, it's last time I checked, it was like at 40 million last time I checked. Yeah. With a $12 million budget, so it's making money.
Hell yeah!
Like, and I hope it does. Awesome. I hope it does a lot better.
Yeah, the reviews have been great.
The audience and the critics are kind of on the same page, which is rare.
Yep. And then the theater was popping. I was like, holy shit! It's
for a Sunday,
packed.
It was a packed theater, to be honest. Yeah.
So I'm super excited. Lee Cronin, you did a fantastic job.
Yes, you sure
I
did.
want to see more with you working on the Evil Dead franchise. I hope you come back for another one. That would be sick.
And bring Bev back too.
Yes, and Ellie, please, and just somehow.
Fortunately, she died. So
Just somehow, maybe the actress.
Another
They do
character.
some American Horror Story.
yeah. Or like how Devin Sawa just comes back as a different character.
Just put glasses on her. Put glasses on her.
Yeah.
But like that's pretty much it for the movie, right?
I think I said everything that I wanted. I know we missed a few things, but it was a first watch, so
that's okay. I know there was an Easter egg that I think I heard it, but the wind sound is from the first Evil Dead movie, which was pretty interesting. I was like, that's kind of cool. It's confirmed by the director too, so that was pretty sick. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So you want to do reviews?
Yeah,
Let's
it's
do
been a while.
I know we're kind of getting back into things.
So
So like, wait, I have to say my line.
Oh yeah.
So like, what we do in every movie, we go to Letterboxd and read a good and a bad review. So Carlos, what is your bad review or good review?
My good review is what an experience, character development, and then a wild ride. Alyssa Sutherland delivers a great performance. 5 stars.
Hell yeah, brother.
My 1-star review is, and they also like the movie, so it's weird. Putting all my records away for the time being, I'm not taking any chances.
Okay, it affected them. Good.
Yeah, it's really
That's pretty
really
great.
funny. Honestly, I'm gonna grow out my nails and try that. Just
see
see if it works.
Or you can let all the cum come out of your mouth.
Okay. I
Just
don't need her to be telling my business out there.
That was you last night. All right, so my good review says, wow, what a crazy ride of a movie. Intense and gross in parts, but a great experience for my first Evil Dead in cinemas.
Oh.
Which very true.
You know, I think this... It was my first one. I don't think I saw the other one.
2013. I definitely did not watch that in theaters. I remember the teasers and stuff.
Yes, I remember it being a lot on TV.
On TV, yeah, that was always
and it
on.
was always Mia like
in the
poking out her head and
door.
doing "We're gonna get
Which
you."
is so fucked up. Such a fucked up trailer. And then my number 1 star. Side eye. I just don't get it. Boring. That seems like a you problem, bitch.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm sorry.
What don't you get?
Yeah. It seems like you weren't paying attention because it's pretty simple.
There's a book, and it's evil.
And the bitch gets possessed.
Right.
And people die.
Right.
So what's not to get?
That's all you need to get. Okay, so where...
Ooh.
How scary did you... Okay, where do you rank this in your franchise?
Franchise?
Mm-hmm.
So halfway through the movie, I knew this was my number 2.
Okay.
So for my franchise, Evil Dead 2 has always been my favorite one. And this one, Evil Dead Rise, for me, was definitely number 2. The first movie was number 2 for me. So
okay.
So this was my ranking before Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead 1, 2013, and then Army of Darkness. Now it's Evil Dead Rise took over the first one.
Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think this movie does everything perfect for how limited the budget was. I think this movie does an incredible job to the point where it got a theatrical release. And I love the fact that they kept the slapstick humor, which I think that's such a... like, that was people's criticism with 2013 because they're like, oh, it's too serious. It's not Evil Dead.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah, and it's true. I love that a remake was able to change it up and do something completely different. But for me, it's like you can take it serious and still have those moments where it kind of makes you kind of laugh because it's so stupid or so ridiculous. And I loved it. It just that was my favorite thing about Evil Dead 2, and I'm glad they were able to at least to bring some parts of it into this movie.
Okay. So it is my number 2 as well.
Okay, look at us.
But my ranking is Evil Dead 2013.
Yeah, which I get it.
Then Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
Then Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Then The Evil Dead, and then Army of Darkness.
Wait, Army of Darkness is the last?
I am an Army of Darkness stan, but...
You just do it to annoy me.
But I get it. Well, the thing is that they're all good.
Yeah, it's just not the best. That's
right.
It. It's not the best. That's it.
This franchise and Scream are very solid.
Yeah,
altogether very solid.
Yeah, because rewatching the Evil Dead series, I was like, damn, the first Evil Dead is so fucking good. I was like,
it's very creepy too.
Yeah. So I get it, and I know I've seen it everywhere. 2013 is people's favorite because I get that Evil Dead 2 has that really Three Stooges sense of humor. That's not everyone's cup of tea. I totally get it. 2013 is super serious, super gory. That's what people want to see.
That's my first. I didn't know Evil Dead was a franchise.
What a surprise.
Right. That's the whole point of this podcast. So like Evil Dead 2013 to me was an original movie and I love it.
Yeah, I totally understand that. And it is a fantastic movie. I just can't stand the people like, nah, it's just boring. The rest are boring. So just like the people that are like a lot of the 1-star reviews were like, these are non-Sam Raimi Deadites, so boring movie.
Well, it's also a non-Sam Raimi movie, not directed by Sam Raimi.
It's just produced by him. He had the hand in the movie. Like
he approved.
This fan base sometimes fucking annoys the shit out of me because it's like 2013 is not an Evil Dead movie because it doesn't have sense of humor, and it's like, no, that's not what it is, and it's all over the place. Y'all need to get your shit together.
I just feel like people take movies way too serious sometimes.
They do.
Yeah,
they do. They think like they're gonna get money.
Movies are supposed to be an escape from the real world. So let's shut up.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
Right.
Just sit down and eat your fucking food.
But subscribe.
Yes, baby. Down below, we love you.
And then what did you rate this movie?
So from your letterbox, I think we agree.
Yes.
Wait, in 3, 2, 1.
4 out of 5.
Yep.
Stabs.
Ooh.
You're welcome.
So I think this movie was a perfect 4. I want to rewatch it again because I was this close to giving it a half.
The funny thing is, I also have Army of Darkness out of 4 out of 5. They're all really good.
No, yeah.
So I have to put them in order.
I like, and it's funny because.
Right, motherfucker. And who got you that poster?
I know you did.
Okay.
And I just love Goofy got him because I'm just like, ew, Army of Darkness. I think it's funny. I was so close to giving it the half star. So, I don't think it's a 5, but
so I would have gave it a 5 because Evil Dead 2013 is a 5.
Yeah.
But like, I guess I was expecting
a little bit more,
which is not their fault.
The trailer does kind of show a lot of it.
I think with me is that because the thing is, we don't know if there's going to be more movies.
True, that's true.
We don't know. So like, we didn't know Evil Dead 2013 was going to have a sequence. Some people wanted it.
That's true.
But then it's like we left these deadites upstairs and she didn't kill them. And I kind of wish she would have had a moment where she's just killing them left and right.
Boom, 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 or something.
Yeah, and it just kind of left me wanting more.
Yeah, I do think.
But I still love the movie.
Yeah, no,
like, it's just, you know.
Again, it's a movie that wasn't intended for theaters. I feel, and I think it's just one of those things where they made an hour and a half movie. Like, if this was for release for theaters, I think they would have done like a 2-hour movie.
And that's the thing. The original plan wasn't for theaters, and I don't know why they thought that because Evil Dead is pretty popular.
Yeah, I think it's just HBO Max was probably just like.
And I get it. We were going through like a pandemic, but like y'all had gold. Y'all have gold here.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Y'all are proving it.
Yeah, I know Bruce Campbell said that their plan, because he's been producing everything Evil Dead, so it's like he wants to at least produce something Evil Dead every 2 years or something like that. So I hope we get more stuff.
To see. I hope this story continues somehow.
Yeah, that would be so.
Because it was
cool.
To me, it was left open.
Yeah,
it was left open. The title just sounds like you're asking for more.
In the fact that it loops back to a Deadite still being alive.
Right, so, rising from the water, exactly. Which, you know, yes.
Like, who knows? And I
also there were four other friends that were supposed to come to the cabin. They didn't show up.
Oh,
so it would be interesting if that story continues there.
Oh, that would be interesting. I would like to see that cabin. That cabin looked actually pretty cool because it's visually kind of stunning. So that would be pretty sick. I really hope so. I really do hope they come back with either continuing or even just a different story. I would perfectly be fine with that. I just want more Evil Dead in the media. Like, I know the video game did really well, so that I'm so happy that that's happening. And then now that we got a movie, that's fucking cool as hell. I don't know if I dreamt this, but I thought they were doing an animated movie with Ash and Bruce Campbell voicing him.
That could be cool.
I would like to, because I know he said he's kind of done with the whole Ash stuff because it's kind of physically demanding. But I would be down with anything, to be honest. I am so happy with this movie. I know you guys, if you guys seen the clips and stuff, I feel like the first trailer already shows a lot of this movie. It just doesn't show you the outcome of things.
Yeah.
I avoided as much as I could. I saw the main trailer obviously for the channel, but
I did too. But it got kind of hard because
Yeah,
it
it's
started getting
everywhere.
marketed everywhere.
yeah.
Especially the titty sucking parasites clip. I fucking kept
That's
watching because
such
it's
a
really
good
funny to
line.
me.
Such a good line.
It's very on par with the come here, pretty boy. Let me suck your cock.
Mia.
Yeah. But no, it's a great movie, y'all.
Yeah.
It just
Go watch it. Go enjoy it. You guys are gonna enjoy it. And same for Alyssa Sutherland and for Lily Sullivan. Like they're fantastic. You guys are gonna love it.
their bond as sisters is
So realistic.
yes. I was like, this is I see this because I have a sister.
Yeah.
So it was very it felt very
She
real.
gives me like, your sister gives me like Ellie vibes after being possessed. But that's just me.
Actually, no, you're right. She would be you know what? She would be the one to call me like twice, and I'm like, I was busy for 2 months.
Yeah, and then she comes back possessed as hell.
Yeah, no, but
No.
in context, like their relationship seemed very real, and I related to it, and I really liked them, which made me even more sad that Ellie died. Yeah, because that's one thing I do like about the remake, where like Mia kind of fights it off and comes back.
But she comes back and then she's fine.
But yeah, like the characters here felt very real, very down to earth, and that's something that I did love.
And what I love
aside
is that,
from that, the action and stuff that could be fake as hell. I don't care about that, but like their relationship, loved it.
you need to have a foundation. And then what felt more so real for me was that nobody felt safe.
Right.
And that's what I love about these movies, because I always have complaints with movies that sometimes, like, I mean, for example, like Sydney Prescott. Like sometimes for me, in some movies, she feels too safe. It's like, we know she's not gonna die. But in this one, it's like every I knew Cassie was the one that was like, they're not gonna
even
kill
though
her on
I was
camera.
like,
in some parts, I was
even
like,
though I was like a child dead, I would be kind of sick to see
Yeah.
if they pushed it that far.
that would be pretty cool. But I did like that even Beth, that is our final girl, she still felt like she wasn't safe. And
Yeah.
I thought at some points she was gonna fucking die. But I think this movie just knocked it out of the park.
It did.
Like it
It
really
sure did.
But that's pretty much it, right?
No, we forgot Daddy of the movie.
I mean, come on. Do we have a question?
I know, girl. Alyssa Sutherland, like
She's gonna kill it.
My God, I love her.
Thank you, Vin Diesel. Like,
but like I have to give like props. I have to put them as a duo, Lily too. Like
no, Lily, incredible.
I'm obsessed with both of them.
Yeah, Lily, welcome to the Final Girls Club. Like, you're gonna need some therapy, girl.
I'm
Sorry.
obsessed with both of them.
I would. I know Alyssa is gonna come for Spooky, so I'm gonna meet her. I'm gonna give her my drawing.
I'm
That'd be cool.
definitely gonna meet her.
Yeah, because she is fantastic. I would love to meet Lily Sullivan,
Yeah.
because I think she killed it. Oh, that's another thing. The blood on her face kind of looked like the Ash from the first movie.
Yeah.
Which I loved it too, and the look that she gives of relief like after it, so much like Ash. I hope she comes back. That's literally what I ask her. I really want her.
Me
to
too.
come back.
I don't want to stop talking about this
I know,
movie.
me neither.
It was really good. Like,
Favorite death?
oh, okay.
or kill scene?
Favorite dead. Well, I'm not gonna say favorite dead
Favorite
eye
Dead Eye,
because
come on,
we
we
know.
already know.
Yeah, like Ellie.
Alyssa.
Favorite death. Fuck.
There's some pretty good ones.
Yeah,
I'm just really trying to think.
It's gonna have to go to Stephanie.
That one was
Stephanie, yeah.
that was a pretty good one.
I also like the shot where like it kind of like it's a side view of Bridget pulling out Stephanie.
Yes, and I love that it's one shot, all of it, and it looks so fucking cool.
Yeah.
So real. That one, I'm kind of torn because I do like that one, but I also love the oh my god, what is it? The eyeball one.
Oh,
just
Gabe?
because of the Gabe's eyeball one, because I'm so happy that they kept that Three Stooges gag in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, that is so fucking sick. I do love that one. I think that one was fantastic. So
That was a good one. Favorite line? Do you have a line?
I mean, the titty sucking parasite is so fucking perfect.
She says another one later, and it also made me laugh, and I was like,
yeah. If I had to go comedic, I would definitely say that one. I think that's such a funny line. But even like the one where she's just like, she's trying to take your mommy. Like she's being so fucking manipulative, and it's so fucked up. Like, or open your fucking legs, you fucking whore. Like, just how fucking deceiving and evil she is. Like, just to fuck mentally with Beth.
Those are deadites.
So great.
Those are deadites, bro.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
all
think
right.
that's it.
I think that's it.
We're gonna have to end the episode.
Yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I hope you guys go see this movie. It deserves it. Y'all need to go see it. Next week, I think we're gonna go ahead and talk about Megan.
Hell yeah!
Because Jonathan hasn't seen it yet, so I need him to watch it.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
it's on Peacock. If y'all gonna want to see that, unrated, you get 1 minute of extra blood.
I'm fucking annoyed by that. Well, I'll talk about it next week. But yeah, so join us next week. We're gonna talk about Megan. I think we have the whole month kind of planned out for now. Yeah. It's gonna be Megan, then Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try to go see Renfield. If not, then
we'll try to do something.
I forgot the other movie I had in mind. It's also I think it's Knock at the Cabin. I know it was also streaming. But yeah, and then I know Insidious is coming out this summer, the 5th one, and we do have an episode that we're trying to plan out for the first one with another podcast that you guys have heard before. So yeah.
That's pretty much it.
So, and remember,
I'll swallow your soul.
You titty sucking parasites.
Dead by